Good morning, ladies. This month we are going to be coloring St. Nicholas. And as I'm looking at these images, I've already stamped them in Memento. Move this in a little bit. You will see that these images are really tiny. So when it comes to these smaller ones, you're going to have to use stamping blends. Not stamping blends, I'm sorry. Stampin' Right markers, because they're so tiny. This one here we can do with our regular Stampin' Blends. We'll just have to be careful. And for the Santa this month, I am going to use blues. I found I found a pack of Seaside Spray cardstock that I never opened and decided that's the color we're going to use. So I also picked boho blue because we need some darker colors also to color in our Santa. When it comes to his bag, I'm not sure what color we're going to use. But so we're going to jump to these smaller ones right now. And looking at everything, other than the bag, everything is very, very tiny. And what I would suggest is, just looking, I have a whole box of, I have Poppy Parade. I'm going to grab some real red. We're going to need something for our gingerbread man. I'm going to just look at, we'll try pecan pie. This here, we'll have to go with something light gray. That might be good. Gray granite. Let's see, smoky slate. Yeah, that's a little bit too, it might work. All right. So I would suggest for your little gingerbread man that you color him in. Oops, we don't want red. We'll do with pecan pie. And we just want to color him in. I'm not doing those little pieces on his arm. I'm leaving those spaces. So we're just going to do a regular coloring in. I'm just going to grab that red for a second and put red in those little pieces on his arms and his legs. And just color him in. Now he is very, very dark, so you may want to try a different color. I'm going to just see what this does. It may not work. So with the gingerbread man, instead of using pecan pie, I would use crumb cake. because he's so tiny, and it's very, very hard. I don't want it, it's going to be too blurry if I come in too much. For the candy cane, you can do every other space, and again, it's very, very tiny. I'm going to use the brush part. So every other space would be red. Then I would take I was doing a bit of coloring last night, so give me a second. Where did I put it? All right, that's weird. I didn't put all my blends away last night, and I was coloring, and I do not see my white pen. All right, we'll use this one. So I have a white pen, and I would put a white line or just dab the red that you just did with either a gel pen or a paint pen right down the center. For the drink, this would be probably cider. And I am going to use my crumb cake. First, I'm going to add some dark petal pink. Let me grab my marker. See, this is how I have everything out. So I have petal pink first. I'm going to color in the glass in petal pink. I'm going to take my pecan pie and I'm going to color in the cinnamon stick. Then I'm going to take my crumb cake, and that is still too dark. Let's take some ivory. We're going to go with a blend, and we're going to color in all that petal pink. That's actually very good with ivory. And I want you to also go over that cinnamon stick. Okay. The orange slice, I'm going to start with Light Daffodil Delight. And then I want you to grab a light pumpkin pie. And again, I gotta see where mine is. And go around the outside. If you have your seaside spray out, I want you to now color in the glass in Seaside Spray. Now at this point in time, once it is all dry, where it's such a tiny little image, I'm going to keep saying that, I would grab my Wink of Stella and go over the glass with a Wink of Stella layer. This way it will look, and you can't really see it, it'll look really shiny. I don't know why it's blurry this morning. And then let's look at this. This one is a little bit tougher. I would go with a nice lighter color. I'm going to stick with the Smoky Slate. Now this one, what I would do where it is so teeny, I would just start by coloring in the bottom. So this is just simple coloring. I'm going to see how this looks when it dries. All right. So you just want to simply color this in. When it comes to the Stampin' Right markers, there's really nothing that we can use to lighten it up. That's the only drawback. So starting out like that, I would use a white gel pen to highlight where you want it a little bit lighter. Okay. So this is an image that, again, you're just going to have to color it in. On the front, I would just add a bit of color without coloring it completely. Just pick and choose. Leave it a little blotchy. Add some white. And leave it be. Because if you start trying to get it too detailed, you'll ruin it. Let's leave the bag and let's jump to our Santa. We're going to start with his face. And just looking to see. Again, we have small areas. Let me just see what I have here. That's pretty dark. And that's pretty light. Let's see this one. I like to find the right ones. There we go. All right, so I have SU 900 and then 700. There's tiny areas again. So for his face, I want you to color in his face. Now you'll see he has a mustache there. And when it comes to his hands, you can decide whether you want his hands with mittens or his hands colored. So that was my 900. Now with the 700, I want you to go under his cap and then on the left-hand side of his face. Very, very simple. For this tree, just looking here, we have some shaded spruce, and I want you to put dots all over in light shaded spruce. So we're just dotting this tree with light shaded spruce. So I'm just putting lots of little dots. I'm not filling in everything. We're just dotting. All right, so it's just a bunch of dots. Grab your dark shaded spruce and do the same thing. We're just going to fill in that tree a little bit more with dots. When it comes to around his hand, add extra dots because we want a shadow, and then continue. Now I want it a little bit darker, so I am going to take some dark mossy meadow, and I broke my mossy meadow last night, and not very many, but I want you to add some dots of dark mossy meadow. And then go back to your light and do it again. You'll have some spots that are white, and that's fine. So a nice, quick, and easy tree. For his boots, we're going to jump down to his boots. We have dark basic black and light basic black. And we're going to take the dark and we are going to go over, and I'm going to turn it upside down, where the artist has her lines around the base of the foot and right here in the front. We're going to do the same thing here, right in the front, where the artist has their lines, and the back of the boot. That was dark basic black. And after this, I'm going to stop because I'm noticing I can't zoom in very good, and I want to make sure that we can get zoomed in better. This is the light basic black. So you're going to extend on that color. Under the jacket. Oh, this boot comes up high. All right, let me grab this. I thought that was the bottom of his pants. So it comes up high. And then he's got some lines. And you'll notice how nice and it, the light basic black dries much lighter. All right, so as you can see, if you're looking at it, that basic black dries very, very nice. Now we're going to go with the light smoky slate. That's a lie. We're going to go with dark smoky slate. And we're going to extend this color again. And you want to leave a white space, but you're extending that color. Go with the, oh, I did it again. Look at the top. Don't forget this top piece of his boot. So with the light smoky slate, we're going to use the brush end and we're going to go over the boot completely. I did not forget the sole yet. All right, so you want to put that over the entire boot. And you'll see now that it doesn't look just plain old black. There's a little bit of a shine to it. For the sole, color it in dark smoky slate. All right. And we'll let that dry. So I'm going to leave, fix my camera, and I'll come back. See you later. Bye-bye.